Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution. So what I was gonna say last time is I want the sci-fi that I like to actually be properly funded. That is the connection between Deus Ex and Dollhouse.
Yeah.
Because Dollhouse got cut short, and it's a bit of a miracle that it's down to the foresight of the creative team.
Yeah.
That they included those sort of weird epitaph episodes.
Yeah, like that was even possible.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Because you can tell, like when Alan Tudyk's character, Alpha, shows up.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, spoilers. And
it's been out for a really long time, and people who like it have probably seen it.
Yeah, but I really like it, and I think it's weird and
it's very weird
and good, and I feel like
a lot of people got freaked out because it was too creepy, but that was kind of the point. You know, like a lot of people got turned off the series because they didn't like the whole they didn't like the
obvious villainy?
The obvious villainy that was overt and constantly happening. But that was the point. It was supposed to skeeve you out a little bit. You know, just like the entire story is a weird, like, prostitution, human trafficking situation. Like, that's the basis. So they weren't presenting it and saying like, oh, this is weird and normal. It was like, no, this is horrifying. This is supposed to be horrifying. And this is the setting of the show. Welcome. It's a horror show. It's a horror show that doesn't give you nightmares right away.
Yeah, it's a horror show where everything is so clean and glossy.
Stepford Wives style.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes the whole thing look and sound and seem kind of attractive.
Yeah, it makes it seem normal and industrious because that's what is horrifying about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, very weird. A lot of people got turned off by that show just because of the fact that the horror elements don't become overt immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that bothered people too much to get through that part of it.
Yeah, and I feel like the first couple of episodes are I feel like they probably purposefully, but they sort of like normalize what's going on by just focusing on
Echo?
Thank you, Echo. I could only think Delta, but that's not the right code. Yeah, Echo. They essentially give you Faith, and I didn't want to say Faith. I didn't want to say the actress's name either because that's a cheat.
Yeah,
and I already did it with Alan Tudyk.
I love both of those people.
Yeah, I feel like they try to normalize it by essentially showing you like just her on the job.
Yeah.
And if you think like, if you watch that, I could forgive someone for seeing that and thinking like, is this just a weird fucked up Charlie's Angels?
Yeah. I could totally forgive somebody for feeling that way too. Like, that makes sense. That's how you feel the first couple of episodes. It's like, this is odd. I don't know if I like this. They don't see the obvious problems with this situation. And then slowly, like, the festering obvious problems come to the surface. And eventually you end up in, like, whole post-apocalyptic meltdown situation by the end of what was actually produced.
Yeah.
Because of those epitaph episodes.
So I feel like this game is remarkable for, like, this is true for a lot of big titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wind Waker, Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Both of those, just as a couple of examples, they are big beautiful games with a lot of redeeming qualities that are super not done. You know?
Okay, yeah.
There are always a lot of games, so many games have cut content, but I feel like those are examples where it's especially obvious.
Yeah, I remember when we heard that Wind Waker was getting re-released for the 3DS, you were all excited because it's like,
the Wii U.
Yeah. No, I think it was whatever.
Either the Wii U or the Switch. It was getting an HD.
It was.
Re-release.
And we were excited because we thought, wow, they've had a long time to work on it. Maybe they filled in the map.
Well, no, my actual thought was, I feel like they were drawing obvious parallels, there were obvious structural parallels between Wind Waker and prior entries. Where, like, you go to 3 sort of simple dungeons and collect treasures, and then that unlocks, like, the second half of the game. But the second half is in quotes because it's actually, like, the bulk of it, the majority of it. But after the tower, I think there are really just 2. There's the Wind Temple and the Earth Temple, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So my hope was that maybe they would... It's not insane to think that they would add additional dungeons because they've done it before.
Yeah.
Going from Link's Awakening to Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color, they added an additional dungeon. I don't think it was a very good dungeon, but they did one. They put in the effort and the time to add an additional dungeon. So I thought that maybe since they have like an earth and a wind, I thought at the very least maybe they add like an aquatic dungeon, like a water dungeon that mostly takes place in some cool like so you know how you get to go to old Hyrule and it's sort of held in stasis?
Yeah.
What if there's like a fringe area under the water where that stasis is not fully holding?
Ooh.
So that's how you get to traverse it. You can traverse it because there's enough, like water is constantly flowing in some fashion, like through this area, like this circular motion where it's like coming in and then going back out.
Yeah.
And there's enough dry land to stand on, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I think that this is just like a... Yeah, they don't get a map marker. This is just like a person.
Okay.
So I'd rather not punch them in the head if I can avoid it.
Is this one of Megan's team?
No.
This is a busy put-upon lab assistant nurse person.
Actually, you know, I've spoken to people with green icons before. I just saved.
Yeah, you did just save. So let's say hi.
Maybe it is one of
Get
Megan's
the hell
team.
out. This lab is off limits to you people.
Nice to see you too, Dr. Goldman.
What? Wait a second. I know you. You were Seraph's security guy. Way to protect our asses.
Hey, check the attitude, Doc. I nearly died trying to save you.
Oh, and now you're here to take me back. Well, maybe I don't want to go. Maybe I've got more here than I ever had at Seraph.
Would Vasily Savchenko agree with that? They executed him and dumped his body in a ditch.
That's not true.
Believe it.
It's true.
Unless these murderers have you so brainwashed, you don't mind building their toys.
It wasn't a toy. It was a software upgrade that limits functionalities in a biochip. They told me it was for crowd control. Is Vasily really dead? You saw the body?
What was left of it?
Oh my god. I should have listened to him.
Dr. Colvin, about the rest of the team. Where are they? Where's Dr. Reed?
Eric and Declan are here and alive, but they try to keep us apart. Dr. Reed is in a secured area, heavily guarded.
Then I need a way to get the guards out. A distraction. Maybe a lab accident, what do you say?
After what those bastards did to Vasily? Of course. But one minor incident in this lab won't be enough.
No, but if a couple of other labs go up, simultaneously,
Declan and Eric. Of course. Interesting idea, Mr. Jensen. Ambitious, but risky. The timing will be critical.
I'll coordinate the attack. But you understand that this could all backfire.
I'm no shrinking violet, Mr. Jensen, but there may be another issue.
They're tracking your GPLs, aren't they? I've been wondering how to get around that.
Smart man. Just like Vasily. He had a plan to shut down their tracking and jamming protocols using a virus. Maybe Declan or Eric know something more about it.
I don't remember finding... I remember him. I think he was the individual during the walk and talk at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That you see, and he very obviously has one of his arms augmented. I think that's Vasily. I don't remember finding him dead, though.